Yo, what is up everyone? So today I decided to make a beginner tutorial on how to make your first UK drill beat. Now before I move on, I just want to make clear that this is not an FL beginner tutorial, and by that I mean that you should first learn how to use FL, learn all the shortcuts and all that stuff before you move on to this tutorial right here. This is to show you how to make your first drill beat, so yeah, now that I have this out of the way, let's get this started. So when it comes to UK drill, you want to set the tempo around 140 to 150 BPM. For this one, I'm feeling I'm gonna go with 144. And before you do anything, you wanna set on your master channel a fruity soft clipper, because that will allow the drums to hit hard without them clipping above 0 dB, which is not something that you want. Of course, you can use the fruity limiter as well, but the soft clipper does a way better job. Okay, so first off, let's start with the melody. Let's go to the pattern and let's pick up a piano sound. For now, I'm gonna pick up FL keys. A really nice preset is this dark piano right here. And yeah, first of all, let's open the piano roll. And the first thing you want to do is go to this arrow in the top left, go to view, scale highlighting, and here you can choose the scale. The scale I'm gonna use, which is a really dark scale, is the minor harmonic, and what you just want to do is pick your root note. Let's go with F, just right click and then right click minor harmonic. And as you can tell, the highlighted notes belong to the scale. And the easiest way to make everything sound dark is to play with those half steps. So this is where we're gonna put our energy into. First of all, let's start with the root note and let's build a simple chord. Now I'm gonna use the same F, but this time I'm gonna go to C sharp. As you can tell, it sounds really dark, and that is because we have those half steps right here. So let's copy and paste it. I added this note right here just to add some variety to it, but what I'm gonna do is highlight it and hit Ctrl and down arrow key. Just to add it an octave lower. A really easy way to add a simple melody to it is to simply highlight the top notes, use shift and drag to duplicate them, and just drag them a bit to the right, and use the Ctrl and up arrow key and add them an octave higher. And yeah, we already have a pretty simple yet dark melody. Now what I'm also gonna do is open up the velocities right here, and we're just gonna lower them. To lower everything at the same time, I'm just gonna lower this last note right here. I'm gonna click shift and drag everything, and as you can tell, all of them have the same value. That makes our piano sound way warmer. So now I'm gonna duplicate once more. And yeah, that's it for this simple chord. And what I'm gonna do right now is send it to the mixer. I'm gonna press this symbol right here until it's green, and I'm gonna hit Ctrl and L. And we send it to a mixer channel. Now right here we can add a lot of effects, but I'm gonna keep it really simple. The easiest one you can use is halftime, because it's gonna make your piano sound like this. Yeah, you can play with it a lot. If you don't have halftime, then you can open gross beat, which is stock inside FL. And once you have gross beat, what you want to do is go to these arrows right here, just right click, go to momentary, and go to this 1-2 speed, and it's gonna do the same exact job, but in this case I'm gonna stick with halftime. Now another thing you can do either with gross beat or halftime is turn down the mix knob to blend this sound with the original one. Yeah, sounds really dope. Right now, what I'm also gonna add is vinyl. Vinyl is free and it's gonna make your melody sound older. First of all, turn down the dust. I increased the warp just to add that detune effect. And right now I'm gonna go to those gears right here. I'm gonna put it around 60 to 50. And I also increased the output because we lost a lot of volume to it. And yeah, and honestly, I'm done with the chords. Right now, let's add a top melody. This time, I'm gonna open Flex, which is also stock inside FL, and we're gonna find a different piano sound. This one sounds nice. First of all, before we do anything, let me send it to the mixer and I'm gonna add a bit of reverb to it. Now inside Reverb 2, there is this nice preset called Cathedral. That makes it sound really dark. What I'm gonna do is make it sound wider, and I'm also gonna go to the low cut to remove any muddy frequencies. So now that we have the reverb to our melody, I'm gonna make in the piano roll a really simple pattern. Now as you can tell, we can see the notes that we used for the chords. Honestly, you can use those same notes to make a melody. That way you can make sure they will work along with the chords. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Now what I'm gonna do is pan the chords to the left. And I'm gonna pan the melody to the right. That way we separate them a bit more. Right now that I have them highlighted, I'm just gonna right click to this arrow right here and select route to this track only. And now they play at the same time to this track right here, and you can add multiple effects to them at the same time. But what I'm gonna do for this case is just bring this separation knob all the way to the left. And as you can tell, it made it sound way more stereo, way more wide. That way the melodies are not gonna clash with the drums a lot. Okay, so now I'm gonna level the melodies just a bit. I'm gonna start with the chords themselves. Honestly, you don't want to go really crazy with your melodies when it comes to drill, because you are gonna go crazy to the drums. You want to add a lot of stuff there if you want, of course. But yeah, we're keeping it simple for the sake of this vid. So right now, let's get to the drums. So I'm gonna pick up some sounds from an old drum kit I released. It's the Sauce Volume 3. This one is specific for drill, so it's really gonna work. If you want to get it, I will have it linked down below, or you can just type free UK drill drum kit on YouTube or anything. I'm sure you'll find something that works. Okay, so I picked the basic sounds that I'm gonna need for this vid. First of all, let's start with the snare. We have this snare right here. So usually this is the classic pattern that you would add for your snare. But when it comes to drill, you wanna add this snare right here. And we're gonna copy and paste this rhythm for the rest of the beat. To make your drums hit harder, you just wanna increase the velocity all the way up. So yeah, as you can tell, we already going somewhere. Now let's go to the hi-hats. When it comes to hi-hats, you want to make this really simple rhythm right here. Yeah, that is the basic pattern you want to go with the hi-hats, but to make it sound more spicy, you just want to tweak the velocity on some notes. So I'm gonna copy and paste this same pattern over and over. Of course, you can add some variety to it, but for this video, I'm gonna keep it really simple. But what I'm gonna do with the hats is send them to the mixer, and I'm gonna add some delay 3. Now inside delay 3, you wanna go to the presets and pick the ping pong. And what you wanna do right now is turn down the wet knob and just increase it until you sound a bit of delay. So yeah, that way we added extra bounce to the hi-hats without adding any other notes, which is really dope. And I'm just gonna take down the hi-hats a bit. Also, I'm gonna send the snare to the mixer and turn it down. Okay, right now let's get to the kick. Now when it comes to adding a kick drum on UK drill, there's not really any specific rules, but you want to keep it simple and usually add some stuff to the last few bars. So let's get to it. Also, when it comes to the kick, remember to add the velocity all the way up to make it hit fully hard. And I'm gonna add some variety to the last bar right here to not keep it the same. Sounds really nice, but what we can do for the kick to hit way harder, we can go to the pre-computed effects right here by clicking this and turn up either the boost or the EQ knob. I'm gonna go with EQ. And yeah, right now I'm gonna send it to the mixer. Now, obviously, when it comes to leveling, if you want, you can lower the kick, but personally, I'm gonna keep it like this. I know it shows that it's picking, but thanks to the soft clipper right here, we don't have an issue, and that allows the kick to hit hard like this. Okay, so right now let's go to the 808. When it comes to 808s, you want to pick long samples like this. And what you want to do is go to this symbol right here and set the envelopes as shown. Like this, you only want to keep the hold. And what that does is every time I play a new note, the previous note doesn't clash with the new one. Also, what I'm gonna do is increase the attack just a little bit, so that way it doesn't hit as hard as the kick and they don't clash with each other. So when it comes to 808s, you wanna go with the root note of the melody. And I'm gonna add some variety to it at the end. Okay, right now what I'm also gonna do is turn up the velocity. Hits way harder, and right now the moment you probably have been waiting for is how to do the slides. First of all, you want to go to this symbol right here, and now you have a slide note. Now I added these notes right here because I visualized where I want to put my slides. So right now if I add a slide note above this one, it's gonna sound like this. Also, the longer the slide note is, the longer the slide is gonna sound, or shorter. Now, when it comes to slides, there's no specific rules, you can add them anywhere you want, but make sure there is a note below them. So what I was thinking is keep this slide right here, and I'm gonna paste it and add some more. But I'm gonna keep it on a different note. Right here at the end, I'm gonna add way more slide notes to add a lot of variety to the beat. Now let me show you a cool trick about the 808. We're gonna go to the piano roll, we're gonna open this section right here, and where it says control, I'm gonna left click and go to note pan. And what I'm gonna do is add some variety to the panning of the sounds. So I'm gonna add variety to these notes right here that have the slides, and yeah, I'm just gonna add some to the left and some to the right, like this. And that makes it sound way more unique when it comes to listening through headphones. And I'm also gonna add some stuff right there as well. So yeah, that sounds really nice when it comes to your 808s. Okay, so now we have an open hat left as well. I'm gonna keep it really simple, usually where the kick hits. Okay, now that I have sent the open hat to the mixer as well, I'm just gonna lower it a bit. Okay, now that we have all of our basic elements ready, we're just gonna add a few more effects to the melodies and to our drums as well, just to do a bit more to the beat. So I'm gonna go to the melody bus and I'm gonna add some stereo enhancer. Now what that is gonna do, it's gonna separate our melodies a bit more from the drums by using this phase offset knob. Yeah, does a really nice job. What I'm also gonna add is some chorus. And I'm gonna turn down the mix knob so we don't have the full effect. Now I'm at my hi-hats, and what I'm gonna add is a bit of reverb. I'm just gonna take down the wet knob until I can barely hear the reverb. Then let's go to the snare. What I'm gonna add is another stereo enhancer. Usually when it comes to drill, you can add that to your snare and it's gonna separate it as well from the kick and the 808. Yeah, makes it stand out way more. Now when it comes to the kick and the 808, I'm not gonna do anything, and I'm gonna keep the open hat as it is as well. So right now let's go to this pattern right here, right click and select split by channel, and now we can just drag them all to the playlist and we're gonna start arranging the beat. Let me change the color of the playlist to default so you can see more clearly what I do. First of all, I'm gonna start just with the piano itself. For the intro, I'm gonna keep those first 8 bars like this. Also, what I'm gonna do before the beat drops, I'm gonna take the hi-hat and I'm gonna add it on the last 4 bars of the intro. I'm not gonna add the counter melody to play from the beginning. Now, because I want to have my 808 be really present when it comes to the slides, what I'm going to do is pick the slides tool right here. And when I see those slides, I'm just going to remove the close hat and the snare. Like this. And yeah, this adds way more to the arrangement as well. I'm also going to do that when it comes to those last slide notes of the 808. Now that we have this counter melody right here, what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is remove the kick and the 808 from the first 2 bars. And that adds way more variety to it. Let me just remove those hi-hats and snare for those slides. Yeah, right now what I'm gonna do is copy and paste this pattern, and this is what we get. Yeah, and now that I'm happy with what I've made, I'm just gonna copy and paste it 2 more times. And here we reach around 3 minutes and something more. So yeah, that is really fine. Of course, when it comes to selling beats, you can also export the stems, the track outs, so you can, allow the artist to do their own thing with the arrangement, so they don't have to reach out to you every time they want to change something. Okay, hopefully you found this useful. I tried to explain as best as I could on how to make your first drill beat, and yeah, I think we did a really nice job right here. So if you found it useful, make sure you like, subscribe and all that good stuff. I'm gonna drop way more stuff like this, and yeah, I will see you on the next one. Peace.